All right, welcome everybody. This is another edition where we talk to our favorite driver, Joe Gabrielson, after having run his modified. Finally, after weather permitted this. So, how you doing, Joe?
Good. How about you?
Good. How about you? Good. Bring us up to speed. How'd this weekend go?
Actually, I guess it's kind of interesting. I was going to go racing on Saturday out in Pennsylvania, but we decided to change direction and went down to Southern Ohio, called Muskingum Speedway. I decided around noon that's where I wanted to go instead. So we went down there and we do qualifying. And I've never been on the racetrack, never seen it, just seen one little video right at the beginning. And went out qualified. We were third fast out of 25 cars, and only like the top two fast guys from that whole area qualified faster than I did. So that was pretty cool just to start the night out that way. And then we lined up in the heat race, started second, or no, started fourth in the heat race. Or no, we started second, getting mixed up. Started second in the heat race, and then finished second to that, to the guy that qualified first, like our top guy in that area. And then started fourth, and then finished second to that guy again. So we call it like the race where we kind of call it the bridesmaid. So finished second to him twice, but all in all, I mean, brand new car, 0 laps on it, and I haven't raced since August of 2019. So to go out and be able to be that competitive at a racetrack I've never been at before, that was pretty cool. So
you're just showing off, is all that?
No, not at all. I mean, when I came in, like in that racetrack was definitely a unique racetrack. I've never been on anything like it. There's no, like, you only have a wall down the front straightaway. There's no wall on the outside of turn 1 or 2, nothing down the back straightaway, and nothing like into 3 and 4, not until you coming out of the turn 4 on the front straightaway is there a wall. So that's kind of weird because you're used to like a wall is kind of a barrier, where this is just you go up over, there's like kind of a lip, the outside lip of the racetrack, and then you can go over it. Well, in qualifying, I stayed well aware of it, way of it, because I didn't want to go over it. Well, in the heat race, I kind of went a little too far, and luckily it was just on the straightaway. Like in the corner, I would have never been able to recover it, but I actually went over the edge of the racetrack and just rode out there, and I thought for sure the guys would start passing me, and they didn't. So I got back in and maintained my spot, but
and yeah, no sheet metal damage. You got to like that.
No, there is. Yeah, there is a little bit. Actually, there's right here beside me, right there on that kind of happened right on the start of the heat race. Actually, that's kind of a thing. Like when you start these races, and that racetrack, it's some racetracks that just the design of them, you can't help but they end up being what we call one-lane racetrack. Well, that place was outside dominant, and that's the lane you wanted to be in. So when it's like that, you kind of maneuver your car in a way on the start. Like if you're on the outside, you want to try to keep that guy that's on the inside on the inside. If you're the guy on the inside, you're going to try to move me like kind of up out of the way on the start, like basically not push me into the wall, but like make you nervous to where I'm going to back out. Well, I was doing him what I needed to do, and he was doing me what he needed to do, and well, neither one of us gave up, and I was sideways pointing towards the wall about at the flag stand, but we made it through, just a little bit of sheet metal damage, but that's our, what we can fix is fixed, and, we'll move on.
Now, is it easier for you when you go to a track when you don't really know anybody? Does it take some pressure off of you? You prefer that?
A little bit. Actually, part of the reason why I went down there was actually one of our local competitors was down there and told me that's where I should be coming instead of going to the other place. So actually we were parked with a competitor, but at the same time though, I actually think just being like at a place that I had no idea what to like literally no expectations, so to say. Like my only thing was, well, don't drive it off the racetrack, keep it in one piece and just try to get faster as the night went on, going to a completely new place like that. And I think we did just that. Like the more laps I got on it, the more comfortable I got. And so that was pretty, I guess that was, something different, since just, didn't know what to expect. So you just went in there, and I think maybe that made it a little bit easier on myself, I guess, since, just whatever happens is going to happen, I guess. So.
Yeah, and I think I asked you this question the first time that we talked about your competitors and how when you get on the track, you flip a switch and you're against them, but once you're off the track, you can be compadres and you can help each other out. Is it like that with some of your competitors?
Oh yeah, yeah, no, definitely, yeah, yeah. You'll help each other out or whatever off the racetrack. Something happens to somebody. Uh, Actually, there was a guy not in our division, but I actually raced against him before, like 10 years ago. It's kind of crazy. Like seeing him back at this racetrack, and we had raced at another place back in the day. But somebody needs a tool or something. That's what he needed, a tool that they didn't have handy, and we happen to have it. So you just lend it to them, and 10 minutes later they bring it back and they thank you, and that's that. And that's kind of that's just how it is. If I needed something, you go to somebody's trailer, and they'll lend you a tool, or hopefully, if you needed a part or something, give a little bit of money for it, or they let, depending on what it is, you can borrow it for the night and then, give it back to them at the end of the night. So, yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. But then you get on the racetrack though, and there's really no friends.
No giving an inch to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to like hear you in the car, like because you're just this nice guy, and I bet you like when you get on that track, it's more of a verbal challenge than when we got going on here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, not near as cool, calm, and collected
right.
On this as I am when I'm in the car, for sure.
So okay, so you qualified well. Were you expecting that, or were you a little surprised with how well your qualifying effort was?
No, I was actually really surprised when I came in off the track, and a couple of crew guys and my wife and father-in-law. They said, "Hey, you're second quick as of right now." I'm like, "Second quick? Are you for sure? Are you serious?" And they said, "Yeah." And then actually we were like probably about midway through qualifying, and then only one more guy qualified faster. So yeah, I ended up third, but. Yeah, no, I was surprised because to go to a place like that, and I watched a little bit of they had the Lucas Oil late models, which is a big traveling series late models. They go all over the country, and just watching them, and in qualifying we call it like what you consider a hammer down racetrack, where it's pretty much you're on the throttle 95% of the time around the racetrack, not even lifting, and just getting around there, purple throttle, getting the corner, back in it, and that's usually not my forte. I'm more smooth finesse kind of driver. But it just, like I said, kind of go back to didn't know what to expect. You just, you get on the racetrack and you just adapt to what you have to do to, get going fast and get in the right line. And, I just adapted to it, and yeah, ended up third quick. So it was a surprise, but yeah, I guess, really good surprise to be able to do that. And then we maintained, that speed and just got better as the night went on.
So like, let's just pretend that your car wasn't as dialed in for that track. Can you make adjustments? Is there like enough time to bring the car into, driving better or more where you're comfortable in it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's plenty of like smaller adjustments that doesn't take that much time to make, to change the car, especially the way that these cars are now. Like, you don't have to make big, huge changes to make a difference in the car. Some of the smallest adjustments, like air pressure or changing a wheel, offsets or stuff like that, that'll make a difference in the handling of the car. So yeah, there's definitely some like minor things you can do in a hurry that, will make a difference, make me more comfortable, and, get around the racetrack faster.
So how many laps was the feature that you finished second in?
20.
20 laps. Okay.
Yeah.
So take us through that. So you started out on the outside. What'd you say? You started third?
Fourth. I started fourth. Yeah.
Fourth. Okay.
Yep. And actually the start of the race was pretty hectic, really. Right on the like I said, like, the guy that starts on the pole or whatever, or wherever you start, you're trying to keep the guy that's on the bottom to the bottom, and the guy that's on the bottom is trying to, squeeze you out so he can get to the top. And
to the top, yeah.
Exactly. So the first right on the, like, literally took the green flag, go down the front straightaway and go down into turn one, and the guy that was on the outside pole tried staying on the outside as the guy from the inside was just, leaning his way up the racetrack, and the one on the outside tried to stay there, and he got basically just pushed off the racetrack. It's kind of what happened. And so yeah, he got, and then he must have suffered enough damage that he wasn't able to get back on it. It didn't really seem like the car was hurt, but he just kind of pulled off and was done. So but yeah, right from the get-go, it was kind of I've seen kind of how
Got
that's
dicey.
going to go. But actually, then after that, they really, as far as for me, I never even touched a car. I don't think in the feature. But yeah, so we had that restart. So then I started third. And then actually right on that restart, I passed the guy that was in second, and then pretty much then, just maintained second the whole time. And we had a couple restarts where I'd get right there with the leader, I'd say probably around halfway or so. But then, he just had that line on the top and just had way more speed than I did. And he's the guy that he races there quite often. And like I said, he's the guy that's, very competitive in that whole area. And that, that's some of his home tracks was where we were at. So for us to kind of go down there on the home surface with those guys, it was just cool just to be competitive. Heck, I told my family and crew and stuff, I was like, heck, if I come out here with a top 5 or even lose a couple spots, I'm not going to be mad, and then went up second. So that was pretty good.
Did it stay green the rest of the time after that first restart?
No, there was a few cautions, and one of them basically blocked the racetrack. It kind of just, I don't know exactly what happened, but it was further back in the field. A couple guys got together, and then they kind of just, piled in and basically blocked the racetracks, and then we had to sit there for a while and wait for that to get cleaned up. But no, there was definitely a handful of cautions throughout the race, but yeah, it was pretty clean for me though. So I guess that was nice.
So as a patient driver, contending with a bunch of cautions when you're kind of like you're setting your momentum up, you're being patient, waiting for something to happen, and then a caution makes you start from scratch again with that whole process, right?
Yeah, and actually there was one of the restarts. I stayed right with the leader, and then it seemed like I was kind of figuring out where he was. Not that he was really messing up, but I was more maintaining right with him. Like he only had about 2 car lengths or so. And so that was probably about my chance to where if there was something that was going to happen where I'd maybe be able to pass, and that was it. And then we had a caution, and it just seemed like after that, it wasn't the same anymore. So, but still all in all, I mean, to come out of there with second though, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that.
All right. You can't ask for more than that on your intro to the new car to go second. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you and your team.
Yeah. I mean, obviously first would have been nice, but I mean, to go down to that place and definitely a different element than what I'm used to as far as racetracks we have. So I think we should be pretty good now in our area to be able to go down there and do that for the way our racetracks are around here. I think we should be pretty darn competitive. Hopefully we can get a win or multiple wins is what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. All right. So what's next? Bring us up on the preview of what's coming up in this weekend.
Yeah, so this weekend will be Raceway 7 on Friday night up in Conneaut, Ohio.
Okay.
I think they start racing at 7:30. I think is when they start. It's Friday night, so people get off work, that kind of thing. Gives time to get out, get home from work, get some dinner, and head up to the racetrack. So yeah, that'll be Friday night. And it's been a while since I've been to that racetrack. So my first race would be one I've never been at, and then Raceway 7. I don't think I've been there since about 2011. So it's about 10 years since I've been there. I've been there and watched lately, but haven't raced. So it'd be interesting to get back up there and get there with this car. I think this car should be pretty well suited as it sits actually right now for that track. So excited to get back up there and see what we have for those guys run up there.
Beautiful, Joe. Thank you so much for checking in with us again. I look forward to talking to you each week to see how things are progressing with the team. And again, best of luck to you this weekend.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
All right, cool. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Bye.